Good day. Here I'm to present a couple of new sort of features that I've been working on. First, I'm going to introduce the solo phrases, which is a complete new set of both tools and actual MIDI clips that you will enjoy. Sorry, I need to raise the microphone there. And then I need to I want to show you the new vocal sort of piano roll as well. So let's start with creating music, because that's the best way, in my opinion, to showcase something. And the first thing I'm going to do is remove this. And I'm thinking of writing a typical Barry White kind of song. The style itself from Genos is called Phyllis. I think it's from... And I've picked chords that are extremely funky, like G7-9, A7, and so on. So these are extremely funk-inspired and funk-derived songs. So that's the basics that I've done. And as you know, I only have to do is record this particular section and then drag it over. So that's what I've done. I've got my intro, I got my verse, my pre-chorus, and then I got my chorus. So that's so far so good. So let's start on the intro to create a solo. You have the couple of buttons to pick from here, and from here you can go directly into the solos phrases. And I'm going to start with a blank canvas, and the reason for that is because I'm going to introduce to you the new features that exist. There are two categories. One is clips that are already made to fit quite nicely with jazz, funk, rock, and all those kind of styles. And then I have what I call the ornaments, and those ornaments are supposed to be the little sort of subtle things that makes a solo great. So you can have, for instance, a drill. You can have a lick, and so on. But the good stuff is up here. The good stuff here is that you have the riffs. I put a lot of effort. These are riffs that are played by real musicians, woodwinds and guitarists, with MIDI guitars. So they are extremely expressive. You will be extremely impressive what they do. So in this case, it's an alto sax, so I'll go into the winds ones. And there are about 123 of these to pick from. Let's pick one. And all you have to do is drag it into the timeline, like that. And now it's adjusted, and you can, with or without a band, you can actually audition it. So in this case, with the band. So that's the and then this, again, this has so many features that I'm not going to be able to cover them in this video, but I will try to get them one by one as I go along and produce new stuff. But first of all, let's start with the fact that some of the notes here are not in key. All of these riffs, by the way, have been played in the C major, A minor key for easy transposing afterwards, but it's still sometimes, because specifically the woodwinds, they have passing notes. So what I've done here is, you can see on the top row you have the chords. So if you click on the chord, it will show you what's the safe. The blue ones are the chord notes, and the purple ones are the ones that fit within a scale based around that chord. So here, for instance, you can see that this note is off. We'll correct that. That one as well. We'll correct that. Then let's go to the next chord. We got some stragglers over there. Let's put those down. That's an easy way to see and visualize what you're working with. So now if I play this, it will be in tune. The other thing that's important, of course, is that the notes need to land on the proper beat. So in this case, for example, this note needs to be on that beat, and that's something that the program does for you. It quantizes it for you for free. Long notes are nice, but they can even get nicer or better using the new bending features or pitch bend features that I have. And there's a huge set of them, both for guitars and for woodwinds. But again, you can use them however you feel like. So in this case, I'll do a blues curl from a guitar riff, and you can hear the difference. And let's say that I didn't like this bit in the ending. Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell you one thing. These clips, they can be time stretched. So if you extend them, and they extend like that. And they can also be, if you hold down Option, you can scrub. So you remove. You remove notes when you don't want them. It's a bit fingerly to get it to move. Anyway, so that's the two features. And then let's pick another. Let's pick a more busy, a more complex one, so you can really hear how good they are. Whew! If you don't think that's a great solo, then wow. So in this case, we'll pick this. And here I think time stretching makes sense. Let's time stretch this. In fact, no, I think it actually works the way it is, so I'm going to leave it as is. I'll take another one and time stretch it. The other thing you have is that you can select them all, go into performance, and then you can tell it what kind of saxophone this is. In this case, I'm using the Funk Alto sax. So if I say alto on this, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good. If you were to give me a sheet of music, and it was written for a soprano, and you wanted to play with an alto, it's not about transposing it up and down. You sometimes have to rewrite it, so and that's what this does. It looks at the extreme versions and does it. So if I click on this, in this case it did transpose it, so that's good. Those notes are too low because they are in the octave of the style engine. Another thing you can do is that you can take all of these notes, for example, then you have something called dynamics, and these are extremely powerful. In this case, I'm going to use legato. So now the transitions are much smoother. Of course, you can do dynamics. You can make them louder. You can see the velocity curve here. It updates. Let's boost it up to the maximum so you can hear when it growls. I love that. Ooh, that didn't sound too good with the bend. So let's lower that. And then we'll just pick, to showcase that, the same motif again. So it repeats. And on these 3 bars, I want to finish off with something really crazy. So let's try one of these. And then I have an empty space here. And here I can do what's called suggestive. And suggestive gives you the opportunity to pick something. So in this case, you tell it what it is. I want a cadence. And it looks on all the clips and combines them for the best clip for you. Let's try that. So again, by combining clips like this, you can quickly create your own solo. And the cool thing is that all of these things are connected with each other. So I'm just going to add this legato to this as well. There we go. It flows much better when you play it. It flows much better if you let the notes be legato. Right, and I'm not going to use the last notes here. Now another thing that I've done is that here you can save what's called a take. So each section, in this case the intro, can have a multiple set of takes. So when I save on this, I already done a solo before, so this is going to be intro solo number 2, and I save it. Then when I do Command S, I save it in my mixer. So now that particular piece of music has been solved there. The next thing I can do is I can drag it over to Cubase and listen to it within context. So that was a simple example. You can of course continue messing with it and playing along with it as well, but for the sake of for time saving, we'll leave it as is. The next thing I'm going to showcase is the vocals. So I prepared a little very simple melody line. Not the most exciting, but it does the work. So in this case, and as you can see, I made them visible, or I think it's called enable or disabled. And the reason for that is I don't want it bothering me when I play it afterwards. The cool thing is that SmartBridge can still read the MIDI, so that's pretty nice. Okay, so we update this and we get out of here. Now let's go over to the verse. Then I open my microphone, which is the vocals. And there I have something called the composer. The composer now, it's a piano roll, but for vocals. Let me remove the old stuff. So it's got a piano roll exactly like the solo phrases. And the first thing I do then, I drag my MIDI composition. And now instead of vocals, I get the solo phrases. And the cool thing here is that I can start now building on this. So I can select all of these, go into clip, and now it has told me already, it's already done the math for me. He thinks that these are one section. And by the way, you define the sections in here. You define the sections and you tell it what sections you're going to play. So in this case, it's going to be this and so on. So it knows and it counts the syllables for you. So let's take these. It knows that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 syllables. And that's what you have to work with. And here comes the cool stuff. The way normally lyricists work is that they take a word and what rhymes on it, and then write the lyrics backwards. So let's, just for fun, use the word power. Spell it right though. If I type power, then the engine gives me a couple of suggestions. Now I need power. Cold midnight shower. Heat like a tower. Heart like a tower. Let's pick that. So when I double click it, the lyrics get put in. And as you can hear, he intelligently understands that heart, if it's too short, hut, it's not good. Like a tower. So he has there's a lot of intelligence connected to all of this. Now you can control, if you want to, how much you want the syllables, so you don't get the heart if you want something else. So in this case, I want these, for instance, and this is something called auto, flowy, or punchy. Flowy would be that I sing this like heart, punchy is like heart on beat, one syllable each. So in this case, I'm going to request a punchy version for that. And just for fun, I'm going to do, I'll do the opposite actually. I'll do flowy here. Flowy. And then I'll do punchy here. So in this case, I use the same thing. Let's use power. After the shower, lost our power. Let's try that. There we go. Lost our power. So it works in that way that it really understands where to put the syllables and tries to do the best with that. Let's continue. See if I can get some more. Let's do some on love. Crying for love. Why not? And then we'll just finish off with a love again. Falling from above. So, again, you can, of course, if you want to, you can type things. Like in this case, it does a melisma. Love. You may not want that, so you can change that if you really don't like that. So, there it is. The word love extended. You can put in love is the best. And it does it for you. So that's the cool thing. Of course, if you wanted to, from the beginning, you could have picked all the notes and write all lyrics as you can in this program, and it will give the lyrics. And now, in the settings, you're supposed to do title and all that stuff. But here, you can do a quick instruction. And that instruction will override the default one just for this particular verse. So let's say you want to write a song about love, but in the verse, you want to talk about the power of love, for instance. Then you iterate that there, click on that, and it works. So let's validate this. Yep, no problem. And then we send it to Synthesizer V. Over on Synthesizer V, I have my sort of Lua, my script panel that I created for SmartBridge. And from there, I'm using, by the way, Asterion, the very deep voice. You get SB, get from SmartBridge. So all the notes and the lyrics come up here. And let's listen to the result. Oh, it's too... This guy needs to be in a lower register. He sings really, really low. Wait, let's just extend that heart beat. So we have something to... Stop messing with me. Heart. And it sings on the beat. There we go.
Heartbeat.
So.
Heartbeat. Like a tower lost.
Lost. For love. Let's try that.
Lost for love, power, crying for.
Put it together.
Love is the best, falling from above.
So that was the first example of a very simple way of working with the lyrics. I'm going to do the pre-chorus now. It's going to be a typical Bee Gees kind of style, so they have to sing a falsetto quite high up. Right, so let's... Oh, and of course, you can do the same thing. You can save your vocals here, so I'll save this. I already have one, but this is my second take. And now, when I click on Command S and save, it's part of the verse now. Let's go into the pre-chorus, and let's try another way of importing the lyrics. I have the DIW import. So what you can do here is you can take these, drop them in there, and then you have to describe it. It's just two sections. What do I expect? One is a statement, the other one is a statement as well, but it can be a continue, an answer, a hook, or a cadence. That gives the LLM information on how to do turnarounds and stuff like that. Is it going to be flowy, or is it going to be auto or punchy? So let's take the first one flowy and the other one punchy. Are we going to allow ad-libs? Ad-libs are those little word. Of course we're going to allow them. And we're going to keep new words. Let's kick off the lyrics. There we go. Hold me close tonight. And then the other one was punchy. We can dance all night. Yeah, and it's pushed in that a little ad lib. I will let Solaria do the singing here. This might be a little too high for her. Let's check it out. That works. Let's adjust her a little bit so it'll be soft, airy, and a little bit passionate. Now you can get that Bee Gees. Yeah. And so for this case and onwards, the chorus, I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do. So this is going to be an experiment for everyone here. I haven't prepared anything. But I'm imagining this has to be a classic sort of chorus with our ba ba ba, and then the Asterion goes ba 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 with his ad-libs on top of that. So something simple on a pentatonic, which is a safe bet. It's like... Just going to turn off the right channel. This is, by the way, the Synthesizer V synth that I'm using right now, so I'm playing it directly in there. Da, 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 da. Let's try that. No, that doesn't work. It has to be da 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 da. I stepped on the wrong note there. And then we just repeat that. Repeat that, I said. Sometimes that option doesn't really work. So, there we go. So here it is. So what are we going to finish off with? Let's try that. The worst ever, but I'm just gonna let it be. Now I'm going to fill in the ba-ba-bas from him. Da 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 da. I'm going to play it an octave higher so I know what are ad libs and what are choir voices. Very few ad libs, but that's fine. Okay, so we got now our chorus. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add lyrics to this chorus. I think I'll just do the quick one, which is just shovel it in here. There we go. Da 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 da. That's one. His ad libs. Da 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 da. His little ad libs. And da 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 da. So da 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 da. I want punchy. This is going to be interesting because he will have to do flowy, I think. The way it works is that a singer can only sing so many syllables without getting exhausted. He's not a machine. So you have to think about when you, and this is the intelligence that the engine gives you. It can calculate. The number is that you should in a song that is 120 beats per minute. A good singer can sing up to 16 notes. Ta 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 ta. That's a good singer. So that's the sort of mark that I'm after here. So in this case, these are going to be punchy. These are going to be flowy. These are going to be, I just let it be the default because he's already done the math for me and it says, okay, we recommend you to do that flowy. And then just apply the metadata and kick it off. There we go. I'll let Asterion, it's going to be really high for poor Asterion, but he's not supposed to sing all this stuff. So the first thing I'll do is I'll copy that. He always does this, it takes the copy to the wrong place. And then you have to unlink it, which I find very tedious and silly. So in this case, I'll remove the ad libs. And the Asterion. I'll do the opposite. Where are his ad libs? There they are. I think all of this is way too high for him to begin with, so let's check it out. Yeah, poor guy. So we'll start by dropping it an octave. And then the ad libs. Lower them as well. So in this case, it's too high for him, so I want the ad libs to be stronger. They need to be punchy. Alright, so let's pull that down. And pull that down as well. So there we go. So let's listen to it now. There we go. Right. Let your love carry me till dawn. All night we glow into. Okay, so now we're going to do something really cool. We're going to introduce a choir. So first thing I do, I send over the chords. I pick up the chords over here. I select a couple of new voices. I'll let Solaria sing again. I let Saros sing. And then I let NYL sing. So those are my singers. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, what kind of gospel spread in this case? It's it comes from her, Solaria, so she's the one. I want to lose harmonization, and that means that it adjusts the synthesizer V stuff, not the pitches but the other intonations of, so it makes it sound like a cohesive choir and not just a random thing. Here, singer separation, this was a really important one. In this case, because I have Solaria twice, I don't want the samples to clash with each other. So if I put it there on stronger, then it will give me more takes, and that makes it much better. Okay, this is going to be a 3 voices. The first voice is H2, H3, and H4. H2 is Solaria, so she will be high. Saros mid, and the other one mid as well. So let's try. Let's see what happens. They sound a little bit daft and a bit boring because it doesn't have these special effects that you want from it. So I'll pick the effects afterwards. So I'll test another one. Let's test the high double. Generate. Somebody here is singing way too high. I think it's her. Yep. She can't do that. She has to go down an octave at least. So let's see if it's better now. Yeah. How about the other guys? There we go. And then we can start adding what's called singers. So in this case, I'll add a couple of singers. So they really become good sort of vocal singers. So let's listen to it now. Let it render. So. Somebody's singing really low. I think it's... Oh, it was poor Sorrow. And to make it a little bit more, you can add stuff like power. You can actually have it to sing a little bit. So you get that fat, lovely singing choir. And in fact, I'm going to change Solaria to one of the choir voices which already exist in the product. And they are pretty good. So let's try one of those. And let's see if I get a choir now. There we go. So that works. And again, what you can do, of course, you can. I've actually added this to the product myself. It has what's called effects. It's a whole new tab called effects. And what I've done, I created already a set of effects that work well. So in this case, let's do a backing stack. Add it to all the singers. And Asterion will get there is a soul version over there. A gospel lead. So now I put some compression, some reverb, so you will hear it much better. We
Let your love carry me till dawn. All night we glow into night.
And that, my friends, are the new features that I've introduced in the synthesizer. Integration, I've done some solo phrases, and I've showed you the new vocal piano rolls. I will continue posting other stuff, creating music like this, and showcasing the other features. Thank you for today.